I spent 19 years in a Virginia men's prison after going in at 18 years old.
And I was only in for 4.5 years, but the amount that prison can change you, even in short amount of time, I think people underestimate.
And I know getting out, there were so many things that I wanted to do and so many things I wanted to tackle. One of the biggest things I needed was for somebody to both give me space and to hold me tight. Because there were some things I didn't know how to do. It was like, hey, I need you to hold my hand when I cross the street because I've forgotten how to do this. But I also needed space to find myself and find what I liked and find what I wanted to do. And it was such a difficult balance.
Incredible patience. That's what people need. They are going to have huge gaps in their knowledge and be really predisposed to having panic attacks and anxiety, and meanwhile being incredibly happy and having some of the best days of their life.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good way to describe it because I felt almost crazy. Like, I felt like I had the highest highs and the lowest lows getting out. And I knew that that was a lot for people. Like, I was super extra with people. But being patient, allowing me to go through that, allowing me to, like, kind of struggle and also come out on the other side was one of the most important things. It was like being there, but also being detached enough to let me kind of float high and low.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the best and worst experiences of your life. And it's really hard. So just being there for that person, showing them your perspective because they might be blinded to some things that are so new to them. So always being there to lend a bird's eye view perspective, a listening ear, and just unconditional love.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's as simple as, hey, you got a place to stay tonight. Hey, you've got a group of people you can come talk to. Like, having a group of people that understood was one of the biggest things. Sometimes it's as simple as, like, hey, I need some clothes, and I don't know where to get clothes, or I don't know how to do tax forms, or we do a mentorship thing with the nonprofit where we connect people with somebody who's been on the outside who can answer what may seem like a simple question to them, but to me, getting out was an absolutely, like, mind-bending question I couldn't imagine tackling.
Yeah, helping somebody get health insurance and find a primary care provider. These things might be simple to us, but they are impossible for people who have done a lot of time, and offering that help because they might not be really willing to ask for it.
Yeah, I mean, I still to this day struggle to ask for help, struggle to ask for anything. So somebody being able to be there and be like, hey, I see you struggling with this. Can I help? That meant the world because that made it feel like I wasn't being a burden to everybody else, like somebody actually wanted to help.
The thing that you hate about prison is that you're depending on, that you're a burden on other people. They have to call, they have to drive to visit you, and your whole existence is burdensome. And so when you get out, you do have this desire to want to be independent, to never burden your loved ones again. But how that can manifest is pulling away from them.
Yeah.
And so recognizing that, pulling them back in, and making sure they know that they are not a burden just because they need help.
Yeah. So if you love them, if you can be there with them, you be patient with them, I mean, it's going to change their lives. So thank you for asking.